Right guys, where we are, it's really windy. I'm going to shut that flap down before I lose it. So today I'm going to cook a easy bean recipe. Don't worry about cooking. Don't let anybody tell you how to cook and how not to cook. Just find your way. Just find your way. It's not hard. It's just rice and beans with a few veggies that I've got that I need to use up and what have you. So I hope you enjoy. So what I've done first of all, because you don't want to see me chopping and everything, so I've chopped some purple kumara. Now you can only get this in New Zealand and it is native to the islands and apparently it's really delicious. We've had, so kumara is sweet potato. We've had lots of different sweet potato and we've not had this one before, so this is going to be a first. So I've just chopped it all up, as you can see. Put in some hot oil. I'm going to let that cook for a little while. I am going to put some salt on it and I'm going to put some sage on it just for the moment. So the sage is in there, the salt's in there. I'm not going to put no pepper in it just a moment because I'm going to put some different seasoning. So when it comes to New Zealand, we bought a lot of seasonings with us because our family requested it. If you buy this stuff from the supermarket, it is Mrs. Roger Naturals. Trust me guys, there's hardly any flavour to it whatsoever. You literally have to put almost a half a packet to get even a taste. But from a different supermarket I did get a different brand and it is a lot more. This one is Greg's. It's got a lot more flavour to it. So I'm going to let the kumara cook for about 10 minutes. Then I'm going to add the onion and possibly I'm going to do the pepper about 5 minutes after the onion. I do like the onion to sweat down nice and what have you, and I will be adding other things too. So almost forgot the rice. So there's so many different ways to cook rice. I find the best rice is if you fry it a little bit off first and then put it in the pan, cover it up with water, leave it alone, don't stir it, just leave it alone, put the lid on, turn it up high. Once it starts bubbling, turn it down really low, 15 to 20 minutes depending on the amount of rice and what have you. Another way you can do it is putting in the boiling water and all the rest of that sort of thing, but I don't know how much gas we've got and I'm trying to be conscious of that. So what I've done is I've just put the rice in the water, some salt, and I have put a stock cube in there because we're not having no meat today, so it's got a lamb kick to it. This is what I'm saying, there's going to be lots of flavour in this, trust me guys, it's going to be lots of flavour. I'm almost in shock because I've just chopped an onion up, so I do it a little bit small and a little bit medium. I've put it in with a kumara, and for the first time since I've been in New Zealand, the onions made my eyes water a little bit. Woohoo! So it's got a bit of strength to it because, yeah. So I just want to show you my pepper. It's nice and big. I'm not going to put all of that in because I paid $3 for this. $3 for one pepper. So I will be cutting that in half and using half of that, and I'm going to chop that up quite small. And then I'm going to add some courgettes. I'm going to add tomato. I'm going to start adding more seasoning, and I will add garlic, but I'm not going to do that towards the end because I've bought jarred garlic because the garlic here has got absolutely no flavour to it whatsoever, and I've been putting bulb upon bulb in it and just not even, but this stuff is okay. If you buy the pre-peeled stuff that you can get in the supermarkets, I think it's $8 for a pack, that's okay-ish. It's kind of like air, what do you call it, a vacuum packed. That's not too bad, but the fresh stuff, it's just got no flavour to it, it's got no strength to it whatsoever, and I will be putting that in towards the end so we don't lose the flavour of the garlic. So as you can see, the onions are starting to brown. I'm just going to check the gas. Yeah, it's still on. And I'm now going to add the pepper. So that's half the pepper, chopped up chunky, some a bit smaller, and that's what I like. I don't like uniform things. I just, yeah, sometimes I want more of a mouthful or something, sometimes I want a smaller of a mouthful or something. That's just, you can really smell the stock cube in the rice. So it's boiling up. I'm going to turn it right the way down, all the way down just to a simmer, and that's going to simmer for about 10 minutes, maybe less, and I'll just keep the lid on it. But once I see all the water gone, I'm not going to touch it, I'm just going to keep the lid on it, turn the gas off, and that will carry on cooking in its own steam. But it does smell pretty good, doesn't it, Kev?
It sure does. Can't wait.
And now the pepper's going in. So as you can see, there's some seasoning in there. So that's all-purpose seasoning, and that is paprika, black pepper, fennel seed, ginger, more salt, garlic, herbs, tarragon, parsley, thyme, oregano, onion. The last ingredient, sugar. Can you believe that? It's one of my favourite seasonings, and I use this a lot for a lot of things. I am now going to add the courgette, and I'm going to add a knob of butter to just make this really like a bit more rich. So obviously, if you follow a plant-based diet and don't have any dairy or whatever, then you would be putting in the appropriate butter stroke margarine that you want. So what we've done, I've actually picked up a buttery margarine because it's probably the cheaper one. And I've just put a knob in, as you can see. The courgette is in. I'm going to give that a stir. Let that butter go far around as I can make it go. I'm now going to slice up the mushrooms, and I'm going to add it as well. But as you can see, the water has gone from the rice, therefore I've literally just turned it off. Along. It's all coming along. So tomatoes have come down in price, so we've got some reasonably priced plum tomatoes. They've gone in with the mushrooms, and I'm now going to just put in the black beans. And this is organic ones because they're quite reasonable. They are packed with protein. There's about 10 grams of protein in there, 1,200 grams. They're all yummy. I'm going to give that a stir, and then I am going to add the garlic. Okay, so I've put 2 generous teaspoons of garlic in, as you can see. And there, and there. I'm going to stir it all round. The whole bone is smelling absolutely wonderful. So I tend to give this a good stir before I start adding any more seasoning. I just make sure that I've got all the veggies and beans coated, and then I'll give it a try, and if I need to add anything, I will. Oh, just a tip as well, I only put half a courgette in, only because I've only got one left. It kind of months from anywhere. I don't know when we're going to go shopping next, and that just gives me a little something for dinner tomorrow, whatever that will be. Possibly tuna and pasta, who knows. But yeah, it's looking good. So I'm now going to get a separate teaspoon, because if I try it now, it's going to be the garlicky teaspoon. Let's just see what it's like. I can't even taste any of that seasonal, so I'm going to have to whack a load of that in, and I'm going to add a bit more salt, and I'm going to add some pepper. I'm going to also now try the rice. I'm going to cook it for me and Kev, so you don't mind that I'm just... So just, you know, this isn't any recipe that I'm following. I just thought to myself, what have I got in the cupboard? And I thought, right, I got this, I got this, I got this, and I got this. And I've been fancying some beans for a while. So I've put, excuse me, I put some extra veg in that. I've put some extra seasoning in that. I've put some more salt on that. It's looking good. It's smelling divine. I'm just going to give it another try. Obviously, if you want to put some pumpkin seeds, some nuts in there, any seasoning, any flavours that you want, that's the sort of thing with when it comes to like rice, beans and what have you. You can put whatever flavours you want into it. It's like any food really, but I always would advise leave the garlic and some of the seasoning towards the end, because sometimes it just gets swallowed up. Now I'm just going to add the rice. So putting the lamb stock into the rice gave it a slightly kind of like tinge to it, but you can see my pan's nice and clean. It's not sticky and it's not burnt. The secret is when you see it bubbling, turn it right down and then let it simmer. As soon as you see that water go, just turn it off, and that could have sat there quite happily for another 20 minutes if I wanted to. But number one, we're hungry. The whole meal has taken me roughly about 25 minutes, so that's not too bad. So people say I ain't got time to cook properly. There's always time. Just make the effort, that's all I would say. That's what it looks like, and we will get Kevin's reaction when I've plated up. You hungry? So Kevin's going to try it now because we're right back next to a road and it's really windy outside, so you can hear him. Go on then, be honest.
Looks good, smells great. Yeah, it's good.
Yummy. So there you go. It ain't hard. It's a fairly easy dish. The secret is just do what you want to do, put the spices that you want to put in, and you know what, enjoy it. Black beans are a really good source of protein. They're really nutritional, really good. Give them a try. We will see you soon. Take care, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button if you've enjoyed this video, and hit the notification bell if you want to see the next one. We will see you soon. Bye.